going to the bone steak lot. The lot where the steaks are boned. No, the bones are staked. Yeah. Or, you know, it's fine. It's early in the morning. We're starting a session here. I don't have to have the perfect sentences. I don't even do intros in these videos, except for when I do sometimes. I really fell into a groove of just like not doing intros and outros to most videos. I kind of just like finish the thought and then hit stop recording, and I was like, yeah, that's the end of the episode. Well, I think more recently I do be like, and maybe we'll deal with that next episode, because I'm like consciously stopping mid-action and need to like slightly explain that. I do much more consistently record the full duration of the episode in real time now for the last few years, whereas I used to just record for hours and hours and hours and not necessarily start and stop the recordings at the markers of when the video would start and stop. So it used to be that I didn't know when the videos would start and stop. I would just have this like 3-hour recording, and then I would come back and try to fix it later. That'd be about it. Let's see here. Did you? We're gonna play Raft tonight, and I was just like tagging everyone a minute ago, being like, all right, so yeah, we're gonna be doing Raft tonight. That's the last list of people. Be sure to have the game installed and be ready at 7. And then Perp just posted what the starting Raft size is gonna be, and so I'm interrupting this recording right now to be like, no, I was gonna let it be a surprise, because I was like, we're gonna have 7 players playing Raft, and if you don't know what Raft is, imagine Minecraft blocks. It's like a sky island, but you know, a raft in the ocean. There's just a 2x2 grid of blocks. It's just 4 blocks is the starting size of the raft, and you have to sit there and craft more raft by grabbing detritus littering the ocean. And I'm just like, there's gonna be 7 of us, and there's only 4 tiles to stand on in a game where the ocean has a shark in it. That's so upsetting. I love that. It's gonna be very amusing watching everyone load in and be like, oh fuck. So anyway, that's why I got weirdly quiet for a second there at the beginning of this video. This festival probably looks a little bit better when the sun is up. I was in a moment of triage. I'm like, no. I was like, no, Perp. Don't spoil it. It's really funny. Oh, there is one interactive spot. Okay, there. Wow, that's hard to spot without Batman vision, actually. Beautiful in its own fleshy savagery. A sharp, piercing bone. How do I become unhappy looking at this? Give me mania! Alright, whatever. Ignoring the quarantine. A great steppe festival. Everyone has danger. I don't think any of these people have paid attention to the quarantine. I guess technically they're they're not usually in town, and now they are in town. Zalushalalai, Shuhan Gazar Delkeli, Ukalakan Botogoi, Bidabaga, Geshe, Dahalabandi. I guess it was you who made those. Goddamn! The moment I start doing voices, you find out how insufficient my vocal warm-up is. I guess it was you who made those bloody drawings on Stillwater's walls today. Sit down, Dene. Today is a good day. Drink with us. There's supposed to be a period here, and there's not. So I was like, was his name Wait? From this very cup, you mean? You're not confusing it? Wait. This is... Are you drinking blood? Not just any blood, M. Shen. This is the blood of the young bull. Nang Hin Shuhan. This is a sign of change in fair winds. Now, Boda will take pity on us. She'll be hiding now. She'll warm our steps. It's dangerous to drink bull blood. Life-threatening, in fact. It might get infected. This blood is the purest, Emshen, because the bull came himself. You can't say it like that. That's an unfortunate phrasing. Of his own free will. And this is a sign, Emshen. Hain halkinai temde. Drink with us. Share our joy. Have the few days I spent in this town driven me crazy enough? I think they actually have. Pass me the cup. I mean, I can't get sick, so it's not even really craziness. I'm genuinely immune to the plague, which is one of the weirdest things they could have possibly done in a Pathologic game. But that's the situation. Take some with you too. Drink with us, then share it with others. Let the guest approach the stone. Let him drink from the cup. Gan sal shuhan mue usayhadag. I famously, in the previous game, at least the first one, I think, when you're playing as the Haruspecs, he finds out that this bull could be used to make enough panacea to save the entire city and end the plague, essentially. Just a huge deal, because that's his entire goal in the entire game. So he takes a sample from the bull, and he goes home and uses that. Does this guy also have 2 different sized irises? He does. Is that a recurring thing that happens here? I wonder if they inflict it on themselves in any real way, or if it's just... It actually might not be the same. They might be the same size. It might just be a difference in lighting on the 2 eyes. Now that he's looking that way, look like they're the same. Yeah, okay. I was curious. The my brain train of thought was destroyed. In one of the games, I think it was the first one, the Haruspecs takes a sample from this bull, I believe, takes it home, analyzes it, finds out that, oh shit, yeah, this is crazy. I can make panacea with this. It's my goal. This is the whole thing I've been working towards all game. And then when he comes back the next day to share the information he's gained from that quest, the bull has been, and the entire site has been burned by soldiers at the direction of the Bachelor. And it's supposed to be this like fuck you moment of sorts, of like realizing like, oh shit, when I was playing the Bachelor, that seemed like the correct call, because this is super bad. These backwards hill step people are spreading the plague. They're gonna make it worse, because you've been fighting against their ignorance and these frustration. God damn it, you've been fighting against this nonsense the entire goddamn game. And it's mixed, right? You sometimes get the sense that these people do genuinely have some level of wisdom, and there's something that they know that the Bachelor is being dismissive of. Like, I kind of get the feeling that the step dancers can just actually do what they say they do. That it sounds like they genuinely do just like commune with the plants on some level and lead to some level of outcome that shouldn't be possible. Because coming in as the player, you don't necessarily know if that magic is real or not in this setting. So you're approaching it as a scientist because you're playing as the Bachelor, most likely as the first character. Is the most common first character. And he's the best person to play as the first character because he's the outsider, so everyone has to explain the town to him, and he gets to interact with the Canes, which are the most reasonable ones, to sort of interact with as an outsider to sort of on-ramp this whole thing. Whereas the Haruspecs starts the campaign with everyone in the town trying to murder him, which is not an ideal way to learn how to play the game, because everyone thinks that he's a murderer right out the gate, because his character starts off with negative reputation. And then even when you get into it, you have access to all these areas the Bachelor didn't have access to because he is actually from the town, so he gets to go inside the termitary and the abattoir. And he also just constantly interacting with people where both he and the other person already know what they're talking about, so no one's going to even acknowledge the idea that you don't know what they're talking about. So the Bachelor sees yet another backwards moment of these people celebrating the bulls in the middle of the town, and while Plague District shit's happening, and you're like, you gotta stop. You've gotta clear out. So he orders the thing to be stopped because, quit it. Stop it. But in doing so, he destroys the most precious resource in Artemis' campaign, and Artemis can't stop him. Because when you play as Artemis, he doesn't know the Bachelor's going to do that either, so he doesn't have the forethought. But here, we have the forethought of the fact that we have now played previous Pathologic games, probably. I'm sure somebody started with 3, but I don't... it seems like an interesting choice to make, given how niche the thing is. They are, on some level, hoping some people will start with 3, because you want every game to grow compared to the previous one, which always means you're kind of hoping people will start with the newest game, even though that sounds a little insane given certain types of franchises, although these ones do not have continuity. They're not chronological sequels to each other. Although this one's definitely a stylistic sequel, which they all have been, kind of. But here, not only have we played previous iterations of the campaign and know that that's what's going to happen. Sorry if you're in the audience and didn't already know, but this just is a playthrough where I kind of just acknowledge the past games, whether like it or not, because I have that information, and they know I have that information probably. But even if you don't have that information, and who knows, they might be fucking with me, they might be doing stuff that's messing with me for thinking I know how to resolve this quest, we do get to just loop. So we do get to just loop and fix it. So the Bachelor and the Haruspecs both make mistakes this day in the previous game that they can't take back. And I very specifically can. So even if I did have the bull burned, I could just travel back to this day or that day or whatever and just choose not to have the bull burned and fundamentally change that potentially. The question here is whether it's going to be my choice or not. Because yeah, it's day 8, so day 9, 10... Is it 9, 10, 11? Or 10, 11, 12? Soon the soldiers are going to arrive if they follow the timetable the previous games have. I don't remember if it was day 9 or day 10 specifically. But when that happens, they might make it so that they take advantage of the fact that I already know what's going on, and so they might just burn it to do a fuck you to me one last time of like, here's the thing that's actually not in the Bachelor's control. Time travel is very selectively an option. There's definitely a thing where the more we learn about the timeline in this game, the more I could just go back in time and undo almost every single problem by just time traveling into the past and just warning people of various things or telling them not to do some certain things in advance. But there's a modularity that's probably not allowed by the fact that it is a Western RPG with scripted missions and so on. So like, there's only been a few of those where I'm like, I know this thing needs to be stopped, and I can see how I could stop it by just telling somebody not to do that now. But all I can do is do the really specific version of time travel solution that the quests give me. I can almost see the Disco Elysium people being that modular, but I don't think it's that doable here. But anyway, this is all a giant roundabout way of saying that I'm preemptively going to play along with the ritual with the hope that that leads to a better outcome than what the Bachelor has done in previous games, because that didn't seem to help. The question is whether or not Artemis will notice that he can make the panacea, and whether or not we can spirit this bull away before it gets burned by any other elements and so on. I don't know. Talking to savages is like trying to draw blood from a stone. This time, though, it yielded an actual blood sample. Don't. You gotta stop talking like that out loud to people. It's so cruel. Well then, thank you for your generosity. It says, but if it's the bull from the still water you've taken your blood from, you'll regret it, mark my words. Is it the bull from the still water? Can we tell if this is Bakio or whatever his name is? You think that we'd be able to tell? Example from who? Where's the oh, from the blood cup. Let's drink it. Oh, I'm so maniac. Maniac. Does he resemble the one from the still water? Kind of. It's hard to say. Were they able to get the one from the still water? How? Oh. That's very extract, not the bull blood. Blood from the steppe festival, still warm. Okay, well I should definitely get that examined, right? Check whether or not it's dangerous to humans. Head over here to the right a little bit. Are you interactive? Nope. I can't help but think of that every time. It's really hard to unlearn the fact that you can just skip every plague and combat district whenever they're in your way. Like, that is just a thing I know now. And surely somebody has pointed it out to the developers, right? And the game's been out for like 4 months already. Why haven't they fixed it? It can't be the intended playstyle, because that completely excises mechanics from the game. And there's barely mechanics. Like, that's one of the main things is, oh, the bad districts. That's so core to the identity of these games. Material examined. The blood is not infected, but with a probability of 9 out of 10, it did not belong to a bull. It is human blood. The blood of one person. With such blood loss, he cannot still be alive. What? It's a human? Human wish to bring me tribute. Maybe an example, but it's actually fine. The blood sample definitely turned out to be human. Whose murder is the kin celebrating? I attended a wild primordial celebration of blood and fire, paradise for an ethnographer, culture shock for a doctor. I'm just hanging out. It wasn't even that big of a... I almost feel like there should have been a cutscene showing how crazy it is. I'm about to vomit. Realization. I'm about to vomit because I drank the blood. Weird to me that this is still shown this way. Polyhedron is incredibly stable due to a metal rod piercing the earth for hundreds of meters. A single metal rod, though, couldn't it just like rotate on that axis? It seems like a problem. Why is this one lit up? It confuses me when something is not really an active quest anymore, but it's still lit up like it is. Okay, so do I now run all the way back and be like, what have you done? You mad people and shit. Ugh, my soothing courtyard. There we go. They all still here? They are. But who has died? You're back, M. Shen. Back to celebrate with us. Let the earth carry your feet. Terane shu hangazar. Tel del kei kulan baigrai. The blood in your celebration cup is not bull's blood. It's the blood of the little bull, Shen. The blood of cleansing, Hein Shu Han. Wait, is it the Haruspecs? Did they kill the Haruspecs in this timeline? Who are you calling the little bull exactly? The little bull came to the war in himself, Shen. He brought his little body to us. His Baiden Ki, Kilai Gubai. Could we refuse? It was the right thing to do. Is it Sticky? Who was impersonating the Bachelor? The Haruspecs? It was the right thing to do. The little bull caused a lot of harm. Killed a lot of Katange. He gave blood for blood. His noble blood for our trifle blood. He became part of the Katange, Shen. He wanted that. He became part of each of us. Oh, Vlad the Younger. It's so confusing because they call him the bear, right? They call him the bear cub, not the bull. So it's Boss Vlad the Younger, because they call the bull's boss and then call Vlad boss. God damn. I was doing fine. The moment I start talking, all my sinuses are all fucked up. I'm like, God damn it. Talking continuously for an episode can be like a weird stress test sometime. Where you're like, please, my body. Vlad the Younger. He was guilt-ridden, so he gave himself up, and you killed him and ate him. What now, Tegel? Don't you believe in the voice of the earth? We've watered the earth, sated her hunger, quenched her thirst. Let the earth speak now. Gazar kin bekenni shibergege. Ubi culpa est, ibi poena subessa dube. Oh, and they're all gone. Can't believe I drank it. Just beginning to coagulate. The remnants of Vlad the Younger's blood. Y'all are really good at dying all of a sudden, huh? Vlad the Younger voluntarily surrendered to the kin and was torn to shreds. The steppe people celebrate revenge. His father must know. Should his father know? That sounds like it could backfire. Oh great, his father's in the middle of the plague district. Thanks, buddy. I'll play out the quest, which already seems to be like a bad outcome anyway, and see what happens, but I don't know if there's a lot of benefit for Boss Vlad knowing.
As if things are animated.
He's already extremely hateful towards these people. Y'all are still here at 1 AM? I think you can go. Especially if you've already ran out of supplies for the day. We can really fuck with you when you're trying to, when you're like, oh yeah, I'm more like, I'm prepared. I can record now. It shouldn't be that hard to record right now and so on. And you'll feel fine. Is that you then start playing Pathologic and you're like, here's my 75 voices. And you're like, oh god. These like will suddenly stress test different parts of like nasal stuff and other parts of your body, and suddenly you're like, oh god, my entire body is snot and phlegm. It's not fair. I was fine seconds ago. Okay, so yeah, I definitely haven't done the thing yet. Oh, I didn't need to do that, did I?
Push over.
I definitely haven't done the thing yet. Oh god, I only have 1 hour. Let's get talking.
I feel a current in my veins. This must be the illumination Mother shined with.
So perhaps tomorrow I'd go shop-knock hunting. Your steps are heavy. The steps of someone who brings disaster. You've brought disaster, haven't you? How do you know? Mistresses can't help knowing these things. Feeling them. If you knew what was going to happen to Vlad, why didn't you try to prevent it? He's long carried a boulder upon his heart. The boulder was too heavy for him. It was pushing him into the ground. That's how it always is. The burden of guilt drives you underground, and there's nothing to be done about it. Nothing to be done? Is it really? Is everyone in this town a fatalist, or are there any normal people remaining? Vlad was very sensitive to suffering. Not his father, not like father. He couldn't bear seeing the town being built on the kin's bones. He wanted to create something on his own, with no bones at its foundation. But he wasn't strong enough, and when he saw it, he was left with no other choice. Capella has not even appeared in this game practically. I guess the Vlads barely have, just the guilt of the son. Doggy started barking. Had to pause for a second. Please stop barking. You usually don't do this anymore. You've chilled. Don't know what he was barking at. Vlad was very sensitive to suffering. Not like father. He couldn't bear to see the town being built on the kin's bones. He wanted to create something of his own, with no bones at its foundation. But he wasn't strong enough. And when he saw that, he was left with no other choice. And you didn't stop him? You knew it all and you didn't? I tried. Of course I tried. In these last days, my brother almost never left the broken heart. Couldn't keep himself busy with anything. I visited him every day. We talked. Today, I came again and I didn't find him there. I fought his guilt, and his guilt won. Please accept my condolences. The other line is insane. Are you not grieving for him at all is insane. Thank you. You know, when a senior dies, he always leaves a legacy to his junior. My brother left his hopes that a foundation built without bones. Hopes about a foundation built without bones. I need to think what to do about his legacy. Tonight is a good night for such thoughts. The best one. Is this night special somehow? You need not know. Your mind is opposed to these things, but I will tell, just so you understand it one day. Tonight is for the mistresses. Every night belongs to the mistresses, but occasionally the mistresses belong to the night. Then a new equilibrium is born. You're right. These matters are alien to me. But I'm glad if this night can console you in your grief. This is my yoke now, my burden. I'm grateful to you. You were not afraid to bring terrible news. It was the right thing to do. It was necessary. Now something else is necessary. I'll leave you alone to your grief then. I wonder if his death is preventable or not. We just keep trading one death for the other. We do pretty consistently only have one death at a time, though. Out of the entire roster, there's just like one guy slashed out, and then I go deal with that individually so far. This guy might not be as kind in his response to this information.
Money is the sinews of war. And love, too.
You're, Restless man, Dankovsky. I get reports about you, you know. There's one moment, and one moment, somewhere else the next, like a wind-up toy, in several places at once. How do you have time for it all? I don't. That's my big secret. But I never told you that. Don't tell anyone. Those jokes of yours, I don't get them. Why have you come, anyway? Did you forget something? That being seen as a joke, immediately preceding the news that his son is dead, is probably in poor taste. I've come to talk about Vlad the Younger. How is my son your concern? Give him a break. He's going through a rough patch right now, but he'll manage. We've been through this before. The trick is to not bother him, to give him some time on his own so he can, you know, ruminate on things. When did you last see him? Just yesterday. He was standing in the same spot, the one you're standing in now. We had a little fight. Not that's any of your business. Give him a break. You know how it is. Young blood, hot head. He'll cool off and come back. What did you fight about? Ugh. I swear, Dankovsky, you're worse than the Inquisitor. What makes you think you can barge in like that? I'm telling you, it's family business, not for your curious eyes and poking nose. Dang it. I definitely was wondering if you get context by not getting a rise out of him and not doing the big paragraph of gruesome details, if he might reveal something that lets you figure out what's up with Vlad and then loop to fix it. I had no intention of barging in, but today I learned that Vlad had been killed at the termitary. He surrendered himself to the kin. You think it's funny? People get punched for this sort of thing around here. I had a more upright opinion of you, Dankovsky. I've come to offer my condolences. No, you are, as they clearly say, trying to pull something. But if the kin did, you know, I'd have gotten the news at once. Stop saying such things. Can you let me into the termitary? I'd like to see the murder scene. Into the termitary, so that's what you want. Well, that explains why your mouth is spewing that vile rubbish. The bitter shamelessness of it. Imagine making up a thing like that about my son, just in order to get into the termitary. Get out. Out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to find out this way. But I had to tell you. Broken branch, justice. Big Vlad Olgimsky is beside himself. The family heir is dead. If I wanted to save him, I could only have done so the day before yesterday. Ah. So there's the time travel hook. Should I interfere? Vlad the Younger objectively caused the kin harm. He accepted the punishment he deemed just. It's hard to say. I might have a different take if it wasn't pathologic, but I also don't know if pathologic's messing with me. In the past, in these games, you normally, how do I put it? I also shouldn't be standing here with the game unpaused. Can't deal with that yet. Usually the idea is that if anybody dies, that's bad for the town. This entire list of notable characters, if any of them die, then they're not there for important parts of the story, and the overall situation crumbles more and more. Here, they're not really called out in that kind of way, but we're explicitly told that they are the bound in the original game, and each of the 3 protagonists has a different list of bound, and your goal is to keep your bound safe all the way to the end in order to achieve the good ending instead of the bad ending. And then, if you also additionally save the bound of the other 2 protagonists, in addition to yours, then you can choose to actually enact their plans and get their endings instead, and then additional bonus secret endings play out if you have 2 or 3 of the other characters' bounds also saved. You get like essentially like true or secret endings that layer on top of the 3 you can pick from, not replacing them, but also happening. And so like that was it was just objectively always good to save people in the previous games, which makes sense because it's a game about fighting the plague. Okay, so I have relatively little time. Shitballs. Wow, my inventory is full of stuff. Can marbles stack? Do I ever get a second marbles ever? You know what I don't need is I don't need a 3rd stack of matches. So we'll discard those. I need to get down to 12 item slots. These like materials that I'm probably not going to get to use. This fairy extract. I don't have time to get to somebody to trade right now. Generally speaking, I want to keep... I want my healing items. There's just a fuck ton of morphine. 1 single herbal mixture is not very interesting to have on hand. And I'm not especially likely to actually use all this water because I already have so many of other ingredients. Having this much strychnine, these 2 pieces of really cheap tobacco are probably not necessary because they only cost 1 to begin with. And there we go. I've got currencies with which to buy more calomel and matches if I need them, or any other stuff. Yeah, that's 12 items. That's as good as it's gonna get. Let us loop. I'll deal with saving Vlad later, but right now I want to deal with the other objectives we still have today without time traveling, because for all I know, they could lead to other hooks to time travel. They straight up told me that I have to go to the past to fix the Olgimsky situation, so that's not going to be fixable. What do you want? Okay, fine, go outside. Go away. Dog was just getting really active all of a sudden. I'm like, alright, you can go outside, go out of the room. Okay. Living with pets. Someone else's pets. And all the disruptions they can cause to my attention span when I'm trying to do this shit. So yeah, they yeet sacrifice out into a different day entirely, so we can't touch that for now. This was about me releasing Khan. I think we want to leave that there. Order restored. That's me fixing the fact that the bull ate my stuff. So Simon is now alive because I looped once and saved him from his death. This is the part about the house that I should inspect, so we'd want to keep that getting reset in case I have a chance to do it. This is analyzing the bull. I failed to find out from Andre if the polyhedron is safe. Seems he wasn't going to answer me. Why did my thing say, wow, it's so incredibly secure? The polyhedron is incredibly stable due to a metal rod piercing the earth. What do you mean I failed to find out? Maybe I think it means I failed, but not in the like gameplay choice sort of way, but just you don't get to find out from him. Maybe? I don't know if I can do anything differently with that, because they're talking about Andre, who's impersonating his brother and staying in the house. He seems to overall imply that he wasn't that involved in the production to begin with, and so like the person to talk to is his brother, which we did talk to, and he still insists that it's still secure. And then I did not betray Andre, so he's going to kill the Inquisitor? Which does... I'm curious to see how that plays out, but him killing the Inquisitor likely goes against the rule we're applying where we don't want anyone to die in the list of characters because that goes against the stuff. The question is which leads to fewer deaths, him trying to kill the Inquisitor or him being stopped from killing the Inquisitor. Because it does feel like if he gets reported for trying to kill the Inquisitor, which you'd primarily do, I think, by telling the Inquisitor, is what the quest was prompting, then the Inquisitor would just kill him, and then we're back to Andre being dead again, which isn't that helpful either. I think I'm going to see what the consequences of this are first, and then probably have to come back and fix it later. The Hail Mary solution is that it is also kind of proposed that you might be able to... There's hints of the ability to warn his brother about his plan, and that his brother might then go rush to stop Andre from killing the Inquisitor, which is a semi-chaotic solution. It's very instructive, hanging out there. Oops. Oh, did I loot this by accident? Oh, I did loot it by accident. I don't even remember pressing... What did I press to do that? Okay. I don't remember pressing a loot button for that. That's just a note about, once again, about the situation. Okay, so next episode we'll try to take out the Shabnakadir. But yeah, it's possible that if you warn his brother, he then rushes off to stop his brother from killing the Inquisitor, but in a way that also doesn't out Andre to the Inquisitor to get him killed. But I'm curious to see how this plays out first, and then go back and fix it based on how things went bad, I guess. We'll see.